Okay, good morning. It's 9 o'clock in the morning Central Standard Time. And today we're going to be talking about a great subject. I'm speechless actually. I don't know how else to explain it other than speechless, because I thought I was passionate about water. I thought I was passionate about your health, your welfare. I thought that I knew a lot about water. I can't even begin to explain what this woman has done. I mean, you can see it's a book. I got the book. To be truthful, I read part of it, but I listened to most of it because it's an audio book. It's a big book. And to actually listen to her talk, to actually listen to Erin Brockovich talk, she spoke on the Audible that I listened to, was amazing. There's so much content. There's so much detail. I can't even begin to tell you guys what her passion's all about. I can't even begin to explain what she's all about. It's absolutely amazing. She's nonstop. She's full throttle. And what she's full throttle about is two main subjects. She's full throttle about your health, your family's health, and she's passionate about individual activism. I mean, her individual activism is an example for every single person on this planet. How one person can do almost anything. It starts just with one person. It really does. It's her passion. She does dive back into what she's best known for. If some of you are younger that have not watched the movie, the Erin Brockovich story is actually portrayed by Julia Roberts, where she won her Best Actress award. So arguably, this is what made Julia Roberts so popular, is because of her acting in this. And her acting showed a very passionate woman, but I honestly don't think that it even begins to scratch the surface of who Erin Brockovich really is. I think that it didn't even begin to describe her passion and what she's doing in order to bring change to our society. I mean, to be very clear, the Erin Brockovich story is about PG&E poisoning a community in California, and they basically knew it. They knew it. They knew what they were doing. They knew the people were sick. They had people who were buying up homes because they know they were poisoning the neighbors, and they knew that they were dying, and they did it quietly and under the hush-hush. And it wasn't for the first woman. By the way, it seems like all women here, right? Women that are concerned for their family's health. So the very first woman, I'm sorry, I can't recall her name, that lived in California and lived near PG&E's site that was a toxic dump site. She didn't want to sell her house, and what she found out as she decided that she didn't want to sell it, even though the water was making the dogs sick, making people sick, they raised their price to 5, 6, 7 times, I don't remember the exact number, of what the house was worth. And so that made her really question, there's got to be a reason for this. There's got to be an underlying reason. Even though the government says the water's healthy, even though the major manufacturer of PG&E says the water's healthy, she just had this feeling that it wasn't. And going to Erin Brockovich, and then Erin Brockovich taking that torch and actually really doing something about it, absolutely uncovering all the cancer cluster that occurred in that area, and how PG&E basically poisoned the neighborhood and kept it quiet, and everyone knew about it, including the local government. So that prompted a lawsuit in which she and her attorney that she worked with obtained millions of dollars. It was the largest U.S. settlement for a claim like this in U.S. history for the people in that area. And so it's that experience for her catapulted her into this process of learning more and more about water. In fact, Erin Brockovich today has studied the water more and more than I actually even thought that she did. I thought she was only passionate about hexylvalent chromium 6 because she's been all around the country and the world speaking on pollution and how water gets polluted. So the reality is, I thought she was all about hexavalent chromium-6, which is pervasive. It's in so much of America's water supply. It is a carcinogen, we know that, but the EPA has no standard for that carcinogen. They have no standard. Right now, our government meets a 1972 standard, and hexavalent chromium-6 in 1972 was thought to be healthy for the human body. So today we know it's not, and yet they have not set a standard. Why have they not set a standard? Because it costs billions of dollars to purify hexavalent chromium-6 out of the water. It takes reverse osmosis technology to get that out of the water. And so this incredible woman has been around, not only speaking about that, but she's uncovered these cancer clusters all over America. People who've had different issues that who have gotten sick from the water. From locally here in Bolingbrook, Illinois, which I didn't even know. Bolingbrook, Illinois has had cancer clusters, and it's from people writing to Erin Brockovich and logging online to her website called communityhealthbook.com, where she is tracking these cancer clusters and people reporting where they have cancer so that she can help uncover what are the things that could cause this. What are the things that could cause these cancer clusters? And the one common thread that's out there is water. It's our water. It's our government who still thinks that who we believe is the Superman that's going to look over all of us, right? Superman is, she writes this article like Superman is not coming. This belief that we have, our society has, that everything's going to come from the top down. I mean, we just ended a presidential election where we're all so upset about the man in charge because he's going to do something for us. And he doesn't. He's not going to. Whether it's Joe Biden or Trump, or whether it's before that Clinton or Obama, it doesn't matter the administration. It doesn't matter the politics. The EPA is basically, in her opinion, in cahoots with big industry. So the reality is you have to ask yourself, if that's true, if her studies are true and they are in cahoots, that makes sense, right? It's somewhat logical. Let me give you my own personal experience, is that you learn about these contaminants. As you all might remember, or you may not, my background is in the healthcare industry. It's about healthcare. It's about how I can help influence your body to be healthier. And I thought it was pharmaceuticals for the majority of my life until I realized from having meetings with employees who were telling me, hey, I got healthy by drinking cleaner water. Hey, I got healthy by drinking more water. Hey, I got healthy I got rid of my issues, my illnesses from not taking these drugs, but actually changing my diet, actually drinking more water, because our body is nothing but a filter. We filter everything we inhale or we consume. So the question is, do we want to inhale or consume things that are toxic to our body? And this is what Erin Brockovich is saying. It's like, this is your chance to do something about it. This is your chance to wake up, America, wake up to the reality that you are nothing but a filter, and a filter that needs to use clean water to flush it of toxins. And the last thing, in her opinion, in the book is that because we're made up of muscle and fat tissue, which absorbs things, which absorbs toxic chemicals, and it stays in the body, her argument is not to. Her argument is to fight with your local water authorities to do something, to take a change, to not allow things like Flint, Michigan, Bolingbrook, Illinois, down in South Carolina. I mean, there is poisonous water all over America. I mean, just the fact that we add even chloramine to the water. Chloramine is becoming more widely used, and in her book, she argues that this is very toxic to the human body. It's worth researching and finding out. So the reality is that in her book, she talks specifically about how our water supply is absolutely changing, and it's not changing for the better. And Superman is not going to look out for you. You need to do it on a grassroots level. You need to do it, whether it's because you're going to look out, in our opinion, but get a filter for your family, no matter who sells it to you. In fact, here's a great story. when I've had customers talk to us, I've had them actually, go back and forth and say, well, the government says it's healthy. I've even had debates with local government water authorities, and I've had debates with them to say, well, what standard are you using? A 1972 standard? By the way, if I go to your water authority, when I've had these discussions with them, I go, here is your water authority report. And on the very bottom in small print, it says, if you are an infant, elderly, or you're immune depressed person, meaning that you have cancer or you're very ill, you should consult with your doctor before you drink the water. Really? You should consult with the doctor before you drink the water? You want to know something, everybody? I've asked my doctor. Do you know what he says? I don't know. Doctors don't know. This is this government saying, go talk to, if your health is not all that good, go talk to your doctor. Your doctor says, I don't really know. Who are you supposed to go to? Here's the other duplicity that's out there. The government says the water is healthy to drink, but yet Obama can put together a group of scientists and doctors to study what Americans can do to live longer to avoid cancer. It is a published document. It's 500 pages. And one of the top things that the doctors and the scientists said that you can do as an American, one of the top things you can do is what? What do you guess? Filter your tap water. So here's the government saying, filter your tap water. And another side of the government says, oh, your water's healthy to drink. I mean, what are we supposed to do? What are you to do? Are you to vote for a special president or hope that someone else does something when it doesn't matter which administration has controlled the EPA? They still are basically in cahoots with big industry. So Erin Brockovich says in her book that she's traveled the world. She's learned so many things from so many different people. And the number one thing that she's starting to recognize, the same thing that I've started to recognize, is there's communities out there which have cancer clusters. Heck, right here in Lake Zurich, Illinois, I was working with some clients and they were telling me that on their street alone, four people had brain tumors. Lake Zurich has had the highest level, or had so many in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, they had so many radium violations with the EPA. Those were violations. They still have radium in the water, but they had violations along with St. Charles. And it's like, you ask yourself, could that have been the cause? I don't know. I had the lady ask me point blank, could all these people have gotten brain tumors from that? I don't know. But as what Erin Brockovich is saying in her book is that she has become a great name in the industry for water awareness. She's had so many people write her emails. She's had so many people log on to this website and plot a map. It's not complete yet. She's actually urging everybody, if you live in a community where this is happening, log on to www.communityhealthbook.com and log in your situation. She's been able to explain to us in this book also that the water industry is broke. It's overburdened. It all is. And what's interesting is as communities decline, water quality declines. Think about that for a second. Is that logical? It is, if you think about it. As communities like the Chicagoland area lose population, we don't have as many people paying water bills, do we? So without that money for water bills, what happens? They can't take care of the infrastructure. So these are all some very amazing points that she makes out in this book. And the root of what she's trying to say in this book is that we can't expect that Superman is going to come. We can't expect that Superman is going to come along, whether it's the president of the United States, whether it's a local politician. They're not going to make this water droplet, which, don't forget, in a matter of seconds, when you consume this, it becomes you. This water droplet becomes you in a matter of moments. If you eat a banana in 4 hours, you're that banana, right? If you drink this glass of water here, if we sit there and drink a glass of water, we almost instantly become this glass of water. Your body is 60% water, your brain is 90% water. I can't stress the importance of Nor can Erin Brockovich stress the importance of considering your water as one of the most important things in your life. And as such, you should consider being an activist. You should consider getting involved with your local community, getting involved with your water authority. Call them up and ask questions. Dive into deeper questions. Heck, in Barrington, Illinois, we're using chloramine to treat the water. It's an inexpensive way to treat the water. I didn't even realize all the byproducts from having ammonia in the water. The number one thing that happened, and this is actually what absolutely happened in Barrington, Illinois, they used chloramine to treat the water, yet we had lead service pipes. And today, so many customers, since we use lead service pipes since 1985 in the Chicagoland area, that so many customers have lead service pipes that come into their home. The city's gone through and removed a lot of the lead pipes, but before they did, there was violations on lead levels. In fact, the Chicago Tribune even did an article on Barrington's water, highlighting Barrington's lead levels. Now that's settled out because they replaced a lot of the main pipes, but what about the water lines that go into people's homes? I mean, this is just a small segment of the entire population in America. So if I can influence you today to do one thing, actually two things, I'd ask you to do two things. One, just like Erin Brockovich says, get involved. Get involved with your neighborhood. Get involved with your local community. Ask questions. You pay a water bill. I mean, you guys all get upset if Amazon doesn't get you a package on time, right? We all do. It's like, where is this thing? But wait a second. What I put in my mouth every single day, isn't this more important than whether or not a package shows up on time? That's my argument. My argument that it is. And my argument only is about trying to make sure that I influence you to be more healthy, to live longer, to consider that for yourself. Erin Brockovich's goal of getting you more involved, I hope that you take it. That's what we do too. In the meantime, we consider don't believe in buying bottled water as the solution. Take control. Talk to your local water company. You might have one that you guys use. If you need anybody, we're always there. You can contact us at 847-382-7800 or go to our website, angelwater.com. I'm Drew, and of course, I'm passionate about trying to make sure that I influence you to be healthy every day and take an active role, as Erin Brockovich says, in your community regarding your water. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.